Take away those bad anime because it's time to see what underrated romance anime that won Oscars. Or at least what Japanese people give instead of Oscars. Here are 10 underrated award-winning romance anime you must watch. Let's go. You can now add any of these anime I talk about to your watch list by clicking the link on the pinned comment. And check out my new site if you haven't. Number 10, Eden of the East. We're kicking things off with a mystery anime. Secret agents usually have secret pasts, but what if the secret is even from themselves? That's exactly what happens to Akira Takazawa. He wakes up with no memory and has to figure out how he's connected to all the strange things going on around him. And he meets this young woman called Saki Morimi, and the two should figure out how Akira lost his memory and somehow has 8 billion yen in his bank account.
Yeah.
A lot of the time mystery and romance doesn't work. Either the romance becomes too generic or the mystery becomes too bland. But Eden of the East is an exception. Right from the get-go, you already have a mystery, and from there onwards, the anime is fast-paced and action-filled, strong enough to keep you hooked. Number 9, Planetes.
お兄ちゃんはお金ないから宇宙船は買えないんだよ。
財布持ってないやつが偉そうに言うな。
持ってないんじゃなくて見つからないんだ。
Remember Sunrise, the guys who made Code Geass? Code Geass won a ton of awards and got its fair share of publicity. But there's another anime that got awards but never got the popularity it deserved. Planetes takes place in a future where flying to and from the moon is just part of everyday life. The story follows a team that works in Technora's debris collection section, where their job is to clean up broken pieces of spaceships and satellites floating in space.
お前な、何でも安請け合いすんなよ。
先輩だって映画の代役やってたじゃないですか。
あれは成り行きだって。
Right from the beginning, this anime feels unique. It puts a lot of focus on the world and how space travel has changed people's lives. The characters look a bit more Western, and the story often throws in little mysteries to keep things interesting. And yes, it has romance. Not the dumb high school romance, but the romance that develops slowly and nicely. Trust me, we need more romance like that. Number 8, Jinro, The Wolf Brigade.
このまま2人でどこか遠くへ行っちゃおっか。誰も知らないところまで逃げちゃうのよ。
There's always something interesting to tell when it comes to tales of soldiers, but the most interesting stories come when a soldier has to decide between what is right and what is wrong. This story is really about a man trying to balance being human and being a beast. It's war, bad things happen, and soldiers have to follow orders they don't always agree with. Constable Kazuki Fusei gets stuck in a mess of government lies, and he's trying hard to escape that world. Things get extra bad when he meets a girl named Kei Amiyama.
我々は犬の皮をかぶった人間じゃない。人の皮をかぶった狼なのさ。
If I can explain this anime in 3 words, it's raw, gritty, and unapologetic. It's like watching the anime version of Game of Thrones, but the time you only focus on one character. The romance is also subtle but very realistic. This is a very old anime, something that came out in the early 2000s, but the writing of the show stands out to this day. Number 7, Macross Frontier.
忘れないで。ねえ、必ず俺。
This anime is probably the pinnacle of all love triangles. This happens when us humans, as usual, get scared of aliens and flee into space. Several years later, we meet a student called Alto who is performing at a concert when aliens attack. He jumps straight to the action, helped by a girl called Ranka Lee, and then joins a skull squadron called SMS.
見かけによらずタフなわけだ。
それにしても今日は助けてもらってばっかりだね。
Yes, it follows the same plot structure in shows like Attack on Titan or the recent Kaiju number 8. Have a guy fight some alien or monster, then make him join a squad that fights aliens or monsters. But what makes this stand out is how it mixes the mecha space and even the romance genres and still delivers something amazing. And even if you don't like the show, you're going to still like the music. Number 6, From Up on Poppy Hill.
下まで行くんだから大丈夫ブレーキをちゃんとかけられる乗れよ
You know it's going to be a masterpiece if it's animated by Studio Ghibli. This is about a girl called Umi and a guy called Shun, who start off as friends trying to save their old clubhouse before a slow romance blossoms between them. And the more they dig about the clubhouse's past, the more secrets they uncover about it.
綺麗にして女子を招待したらみんな素敵なマックスだって思うわ。私がそうだったもの。
掃除か。
The movie has a peaceful vibe with beautiful hand-drawn animation and a relaxing soundtrack. It's more about feelings, memories, and small moments than big action. If you like slow, heartfelt stories, this one's worth watching. Don't expect wild twists, just a sweet, touching slice of life. Since this is done by Studio Ghibli, it's got that Ghibli touch, from the animation to the character development to the amazing soundtracks. Number 5, The Wind Rises.
僕はあなたを愛しています。帽子を受け止めてくれた時から。
私も風があなたを運んできてくれた時から。
僕と結婚してください。
Right after one Ghibli masterpiece, we have another Ghibli masterpiece. The Wind Rises isn't about wild storms in Florida like you might think. It's about planes, pilots, and yep, World War II. Follows a guy who dreams of becoming a pilot and a maid he saves along the way. But since this all goes down during World War II, don't expect sunshine and rainbows.
次郎さんはお絹と私の王子様だったの。
王子さん。
そう、白馬に乗った王子様に見えました。
The Wind Rises starts off calm, like a light breeze, but slowly turns into a full-on anime storm that'll hit you right in the feels. The animation might look old school, kind of like a classic anime film, but once the emotions kick in, you realize this is way more than just a love story between a pilot and a maid. Just like from Up the Poppy Hill, this has all those elements which make Ghibli movies timeless masterpieces. So give this one a go. Number 4, The Tatami Galaxy.
そのまま四国から帰ってこられたと聞きました。素晴らしい不毛なエネルギーです。
いや、あれは狙ってやったわけでなく。
If you love the bizarre part of JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, then I've got one heck of a bizarre romance anime for you. The story is about a guy who spends his first 2 years of college trying to ruin other people's relationships. Karma hits back hard because 2 years later, he's still single. But everything changes when he meets a strange man with an eggplant-shaped head. But after that moment, he suddenly gets sent back in time to his first year of college.
違うんだ博士さんこれは誤解だ私がやったのではないあくまでこれは自転車にこやか整理軍が
どういうことなんですか
Now, he has a chance to do things over and live a better college life. Maybe this time he can find love. If he stops messing with other people's relationships and focuses on his own, maybe he'll get there. The anime tells the story in a really unique way and shows how our choices really matter. Also, the main character never even gets a name. But honestly, I didn't mind because the story was still really good. Number 3, The Great Passage.
こんなところにいたんだ迎えに来たよ
I know the cover and the first few moments of this anime would look boring to anyone who wants some fast-paced action or drama. But if you stick around, you're going to watch one of the best drama romance anime of all time. So here's the deal. There's a guy in the dictionary division who's ready to quit. But before he goes, he has to hand off his project to someone new. That someone ends up being Mitsuya Majime, an awkward and antisocial dude. Now he's stuck working with a bunch of loud outgoing people and has to figure out how to fit in.
へえ、嬉しい。迎えに来てくれたんだ。
The Great Passage doesn't throw romance in your face, but instead lets it grow slowly, just like our main guy's personal growth. If you're into quick, high-energy, high-school romance shows, this might not be your thing. But if you're down for a slow-burn love story with some solid drama, you should totally check this one out. Number 2, Millennium Actress.
僕も素晴らしい絵の具に出会えたんだよ。君という色にね。
Sometimes all you need is a unique touch and a direction to take an anime from a biography to one of the best drama anime ever created. This anime is about a famous actress who's retired, but 2 well-known filmmakers bring her back into the spotlight to interview her. But don't think it's just 2 guys sitting in chairs asking boring questions. Nope, this interview is full of action and creativity. The way the story is told and the scenes are directed really stand out.
エチドス、覚えておいやすかあの冬の日にもこうしてアンさんと偶然に
Millennium Actress is super unique, and yeah, that might confuse some people at first, but if you stick with it until the end, the journey totally pays off. It's not your usual fantasy romance anime, but that's what makes it special. Trust me, it's worth the time. The way it blends her memories with movie scenes feels like you're jumping between dreams and reality. Number 1, The Girl Who Leapt Through Time.
何それ
あ
今の何
付き合おう。
どっからそういう話になったのよ 康介に彼女ができたらって話。俺そんなに顔も悪くないだろ。
マジ？
マジ。
Or finish off with a good old time travel, the trope every creator uses once in a while to either fumble their story so badly or to make it a great success. And this time, it was a success. How many times did Steins Gate nearly give you a heart attack? Because the girl who leapt through time hits even harder than Steins Gate. Makoto Kono, our main girl, quickly finds out that jumping through time isn't as easy as it looks in storybooks. The more she leaps, the worse the consequences get.
失礼なやつだな。どうバカ呼ばわりかよ。
千秋も私のことバカバカ言うじゃん。
This movie won a bunch of awards when it came out, and that alone shows how great it is. In the end, the big message is all about living in the moment and taking responsibility for your actions. Sure, squeezing a time travel story into a short anime movie sounds like a bad idea, but somehow they pulled it off perfectly, and it just had the right amount of drama and romance in it.